In 1932, the Australian government declared war on birds. 20,000 emus, 2 machine guns, 1 very confident army major. The birds won. That's not a joke setup. That is the official historical record. Welcome to the Curiosity Department. This is the Great Emu War. To understand how a country loses a war to poultry, we need to rewind. After World War I, Australia handed thousands of returning soldiers a deal: free farmland in Western Australia. The fine print? The land was in the middle of nowhere. The soil was moody, and the nearest neighbor was a horizon. But these were veterans. They'd survived the trenches. How hard could wheat be? Fast forward to 1932. The Great Depression has cratered wheat prices. The government promised subsidies that, shocker, never arrived. The farmers are broke, sunburnt, and furious. And that's exactly when 20,000 uninvited guests showed up for dinner. Every year after breeding season, emus migrate toward the coast, and in 1932, they discovered something wonderful. Humans had planted an all-you-can-eat buffet directly across their route. An emu is 6 feet tall, runs 30 miles an hour, and treats a fence the way you treat a suggestion. They flattened the crops. They drank the water. They left holes that let rabbits in, which is a whole other Australian disaster we'll get to another day. The farmers, being ex-soldiers, had a very ex-soldier idea: machine guns. They petitioned the Minister of Defense, Sir George Pierce, who said, yes, that seems proportionate. He even sent a film crew along, because nothing says confident like planning your own victory documentary. Remember that film crew. It becomes ironic. Enter Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery, armed with 2 Lewis machine guns, 10,000 rounds of ammunition, and the unshakable confidence of a man who has never met an emu. The mission? Cull the birds, save the wheat, look heroic on camera. Estimated difficulty? Easy. Estimated poorly. November 2nd, 1932. The troops spot about 50 emus and open fire. And here, the emus unveiled a military tactic that no one briefed the major on: running away. Not together, mind you. They scattered into tiny groups in every direction, like feathery shrapnel. Out of 50 birds, they hit maybe a dozen. Day 1. The emus are winning. New plan: ambush. The soldiers hid by a dam where 1,000 emus came to drink. 1,000 targets, point blank. This was going to be the turning point. The gun jammed after 12 birds. 988 emus calmly finished their water and left. Hydrated, unbothered. Desperate, they mounted a machine gun on a truck and tried to chase the emus down. Small problem. Emus are faster than a 1932 truck on outback terrain. Bigger problem. The ride was so bouncy, the gunner couldn't fire a single accurate shot. He just rattled around back there like the last biscuit in the tin, watching giant birds outrun the Australian army. And then reports came in that made everyone slightly nervous. Observers swore each mob of emus seemed to post a lookout, one tall bird on sentry duty while the others fed. One ornithologist later joked that the emu command had gone full guerrilla warfare. To be clear, the birds did not have a command structure. Probably. After a month and roughly 10,000 rounds, the Army had confirmed about 1,000 birds. 10 bullets per emu. Meredith, genuinely impressed, said that if his men had the bullet-soaking toughness of emus, they could face any army on Earth. Parliament had questions. One politician asked if medals would be issued. Another suggested the medals go to the emus, who, quote, had won every round. So how did Australia actually solve it? Not with an army, with a bounty. Paying farmers per emu worked 50 times better than machine guns. And eventually, a very long fence did the rest. And the emu? It's on Australia's coat of arms. A country put its most famous military opponent on its national seal. If history this weird is your thing, subscribe to the Curiosity Department and tell us in the comments, what animal would your country lose a war to? Be honest.